So you just get to sit back, relax, September and open songs. You still get to do that. Oh, the other thing is if you see people coming in late and they don't take a prayer book, you just walk down there. Since you're doing announcements at the end, yeah, you can either sit there or
Your mom is here.
okay, great.
I can hear it in the sound.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Oh my God, I feel like I'm 13. Okay, it's on. You are? I know. You want us to start? Yeah. You're the best.
Good evening. Oh, that's loud. Good evening. My name is Sonia Haggerty, and this
I'm
is
Lauren Bogle-Friedman.
and we are part of the Adult B'nai Mitzvah class. As part of our B'nai Mitzvah class, we have been doned with a project to do a community service project. And our community service project, we have decided to help our local soup kitchen. It's the only soup kitchen in Henderson. It's called Friends in the Desert. So we're raising money to sponsor a dinner next week. Lauren can hold this up. I have a personal Venmo. You can Venmo me. We'll also take cash this evening. With the money that we collect after we sponsor their dinner, we're also going to be purchasing men's shoes, to-go containers, and also water bottles. Yes. So we would love the support of our community and our congregation, and we thank you very much. That's a very near and dear project to our heart, and we look forward to serving our community.
And getting bar mitzvah.
And getting bar mitzvah, yes.
Thank you.
So thank you. And there are two other people in our group that are doing it, not just us. There's four of us. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Shabbat shalom, everybody. So tonight is Shabbat, but it is also a special holiday you may or may not know about. It's called Tu B'Av, and it literally means the 15th of the month of Av, and it is the Jewish Day of Love. So maybe you didn't know, but some people say it's the Jewish Valentine's Day. One has nothing to do with the other, but the same concept, the concept of love. I even wore I call these my wedding earrings. They say love. If you're on the live stream, you can zoom in on those, camera operator. And so I thought we would theme, the rabbi's sermon will be about Tu B'Av, but also theme some of the music around the beautiful Jewish music that's been written for love. And so instead of starting with a traditional melody, I wanted to begin with something by Becky Mann. And it's a beautiful song she wrote a few years ago called Love Will Win Today. It's pretty catchy, so hopefully you'll be able to sing along too. The road you're walking has been rough. The week you're having has been tough. But every single day is something more than you had yesterday. So take it all in stride. The words they're saying, they can sting, and they just might try to break your wings. But love is made of friends, and though we go through times that cloud our lens, we always have the choice to say that love will win today. Love will win today. To feel the sun beneath the pouring rain is to know there's happiness under the pain. Hope can last forever, 'cause through every storm you weather, there's a life that you're bound to change. Even the strongest can feel weak, and even the brightest they feel bleak. But together we will leave the dark and be the ones to find the spark, igniting us, uniting us to say
Well, that's a beautiful song to start Shabbos in honor of Tu B'Av, kind of the Jewish Valentine's Day without the saint part, right? Well, it's a good thing to celebrate love and good feelings and joy. And so, for the honor of kindling the Shabbat lights, we're going to call upon 3 people who are celebrating special mitzvahs. So Paula and her daughter Nisa. Paula just became officially a member of the tribe. Her daughter Nisa's having her bat mitzvah, and Sarah Owen, who also became a member of the tribe this week. So it's been a wonderful week to celebrate with these ladies. Candle lighting is found on page 120. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. We continue on page 124. We read together, "We enter this sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. In presence, guided our ancestors through lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer."
Page 138, we welcome the Shabbat bride, Lecha Dodi, verses 1, 2, and 9. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamiyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor ha'beracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh v'machshava techila. Lecha Dodi Ela. We rise to greet the Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela.
We remain standing as we turn to page 146 for the Baruch.
Baruch et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Hamevorach, Hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
Page 149. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and seasons glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai Hamari v'ravim.
151. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me, did you mean the struggle for me as well? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery.
Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Before we do Shema, I want to call up our religious school students to help us with Shema, led by Nisa, our bat mitzvah, next week.
Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. Please be seated. Et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha v'cha V'tivartam ba'am, B'shivtecha u'bechtecha, U'vlechtecha b'derech, U'v'shokbecha u'v'knecha, U'kshartam le'hod al yadecha, V'chayu l'totafot beinecha, U'kshartam al mezuzot beitecha, U'visharecha. Lema'an tizkeru ve'asitem ekol mitzvotai liyot kedoshim lechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hoseitem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehiyot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Amen.
If you haven't signed up for religious school, it's starting in 2 weeks and the price goes up. Friendly reminder. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל הכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם.
Page 158. We celebrate the miracle.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נעדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נעדר בקודש, nor teilos osei fele. Who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai. Who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai.
161. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Page 160.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkiveinu leshalom, ve'ha'amidenu shomreinu lechayim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkiveinu leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you. We rise on page 164 for our Amidah prayers.
Open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We continue in silent devotion through page 180, using the words on the right or the left side of the page, or the words within your heart. When you have completed your prayers, please be seated. If you're watching us in the live stream and you are thinking of people that are in the bed of illness that you wish for healing prayers, please put their names in the chat at this time.
So as our thoughts turn to Misha Berach, we think of those who are part of our circle of family and friends who are in need of our prayers. We think of those who struggle with matters of the body, the heart, and the mind and soul. We think also of caregivers who give of themselves so readily to bring strength and healing to those that they love in their time of need. And so I share with you these names that have been submitted to our office, and then I'll look to you as a congregation to share the names of your loved ones. Think of Bessie and Jean-Marc and Logan Knapp and the Knapp family, Valerie Rocher, Yirmiyahu Ben Sarah, Angela Thompson, my sister Dina. We think of Sunny, and we think of Myrene, Mark Greb, and Marlene Settle. If you'd like to say the name of someone special to you, simply stand and say their names.
G. Gallo, Jeff Garr, Michael Bass, Michelle Guthrie and her baby, Linda Rosen, Carrie Levy, Paul Maharis, Gary Jacobs, Linda Ellen, Martin Carmen, Rebecca Sheftel, Daphne Levy, Justin Andre, Jennifer and Dave, Dina Shee, Kurt Plotkin, Ryan McIntyre, Joseph Hodler, Isabel Rosen, Bob Lee, Muhammad Salah, Jeremy Hutchins.
Join together in a Misha Berach prayer.
May the source of strength Amen. Yisheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Well, I don't know if calls were made, but someone special came up to us and said, Rabbi Cantor, it's birthday Shabbat, so we got to do a birthday blessing.
Definitely.
So anyone who has a birthday in the month of August, come on up.
Just a lady?
Oh no, Paula, we got 2. That's it? No more birthdays? Okay,
Did we do it in July? Should we do like a double header?
all right,
I don't think we did it in July.
July. Oh.
We got one more.
Oh,
2 more, 3
oh.
more, 4 more.
Oh, now we're getting some people.
I didn't think so.
All right, well, come on over here, you guys. Just line up right over here. We won't bite you. All right, well, Delaney, when is your birthday?
Yesterday,
Whoa, very good. Well, Mazel Tov.
August 2nd.
August 2nd, so you're right over here, you switch places. There you go. What about you, sir?
July 17th.
Well, there you go. All right.
July 28th.
28th, there you go.
July 17th.
Oh, twins!
July 10th.
July 10th, okay, there you go. All right, well, all you birthday people, and my kids are both in July too, I'm going to ask you to share a lesson, a life lesson. A life lesson, something you've learned. I mean, you're really old now, right? I mean, well, sort of. Delaney, how old are you? 11. So that's 11 years to think about a life lesson.
wow.
All right. All right, everyone got something in mind? Okay, Jeff.
Your way doesn't have to be everybody's way.
That's good. That's deep. That's good.
Follow your heart.
I love that.
Always make sure to get both sides of the story.
Very good.
Live every day the fullest.
I like that.
Patience and humility.
Very good. All right, Delaney.
Spend time with those you love because you never know how much time you have with them.
That's true. That's very true. Thank you. Well, with those life lessons, we're going to ask the congregation to please rise as we bestow upon you a special birthday blessing. So what I want you to do is just kind of move this way over here. Yep, all the way. So I can open the bar. Keep going, keep going. Then you come a little closer. Here we go. Well, Rabbanu Shalom, Master of the Universe, as we celebrate this birthday of these who've come before you, we celebrate them in all their extraordinary beauty as God's creatures. As you bless them daily with the gift of life, may you bless them also with the knowledge that they are blessed because there are people in their lives who cherish them and care about them and root for them every single day of their lives. So bless them with resilience and patience and love and the knowledge that they are loved. We say these words taken from the Tanakh, the Bible, words of love and of blessing.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May the Lord God bless you and keep you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'choneka.
May the Lord God cause the light of his countenance to shine upon you and be gracious unto you.
יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
May the Lord God grant you long life, happiness, and peace. Amen. Mazel tov. Happy birthday.
Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov,
Well, good Shabbos again, everyone. So this week, we observed 2 holidays in the month of Av. The first one, and by the way, these holidays are seemingly polar opposites. The first one is Tisha B'Av, which was last weekend. It is the 9th of Av, and it is known as the saddest day of the Jewish calendar. Because according to tradition, what happened? Okay, that's Sarah and Paula. And they would say the temples in Jerusalem were both destroyed on the 9th of Av. It's a day that some think is cursed. Lots of other bad stuff happened. They exiled the Jews from Spain, some stuff in the Holocaust, the list goes on and on. 9th of Av. Maybe a day when dogs were barking, I don't know. This is a little unusual. Okay. It is the beginning of the week, and now we come to tonight, which is Tu B'Av, which is the 15th day of the month of Av. So it'll take me a while, but I'll get to this connection, if you will. This lamentations and sadness, and then this day of love and romance. You know, when I was kind of researching it, it's because Tu B'Av, this day of love, is a really ancient holiday, but it kind of got lost in time, and then it was revived in recent days. When you look back in the Mishnah, there was an interesting custom for Tu B'Av. They would have the girls of the community all dress in white, and they would go out in the fields, and then their male suitors would come to find them. So it was interesting because they all wore the same dress. You couldn't tell who was rich. You couldn't tell who was poor. You couldn't tell which tribe of Israel they belonged to. You just could look at them and let your heart speak to you and get to know them. And so in modern day in Israel, well, it kind of got revived. I don't know if Hallmark had anything to do with it, but it has become a special day in Israel. As I said, equivalent to our Valentine's Day without the saint part. But it got me thinking, as I was writing this sermon, what are some of the things that are the ingredients of a good relationship? And there's some things that the secular world tells us, and there are definitely things that the Jewish world tells us, and I think they intermingle and come together. So there's a woman by the name of Esther Perel, who's a marriage therapist, best-selling author, and she explains that one spouse cannot satisfy your every need. It seems kind of obvious, but it is really an important number one thing to realize, because oftentimes we look for someone to fill our emptiness, to make us happy, where the reality is, when we are happy and when we are full, we are much better prepared to embrace someone into our lives. We attract like water seeks its own level. And so when we realize that the marriage or the relationship is so much stronger because we're not relying on someone else to make us happy, We bring our best selves to them. And secondly would be that of gratitude. The more gratitude you give, the more your companion will want to do for you. If all that we do is kind of kvetch about what's going wrong, that's what they hear the most. But when do they hear those words of thank you and appreciation? Probably not as often as they should because, well, most of us go on autopilot. So it's just assumed that we always do A, B, C. It's always assumed that we do all these things. And therefore, the sense of gratitude and appreciation can get lost in that relationship. So a word of gratitude now and then, it goes a long way. The third skill is called receiving. Receiving a gift. Everybody likes a gift. Well, at least I do. But some people are not good gift receivers. It goes without saying that some people are not necessarily the best at picking out gifts. But when you try to give a gift and the person says, "Oh my God, you thought I would like that?" I think we're in trouble there. So there's a certain amount of graciousness and patience that needs to be there so that when someone extends kindness to the other person, they accept it with generosity of heart. Which leads to the next thing, respect. Remember that old song made famous by Aretha Franklin, R-E-S-P-E-C-T, right? Respect. And all these things seem like truisms, and they are. But they're also things that too often can be forgotten. Because we all want to be respected, we all want to be heard, we all want to be acknowledged. And when that doesn't happen, when we talk over our spouse, when we don't pay attention, when we diss our spouse, our companion, they feel small. And if that's what it takes for us to feel tall, something is wrong. Because we don't want to look down or look up. We want to look eye to eye and see each other and know each other. The fifth is about control and what we call shalom bayit, compromise. This is one of those things that Judaism talks about a lot. I bet you most people here have a mezuzah in their home. You may not realize why it's at an angle. Well, the tradition says that there were two groups of rabbis. One group said it should go horizontally, and the other one said it should go vertically. And they kind of argued about it back and forth, giving their arguments of why one group was right and the other was wrong. And ultimately, what did they do? They said, let's compromise, and we'll put it at an angle. And so when we look at the mezuzah, we know that it talks about love of God. We know it talks about the Shema. We know it talks about talking about God. But when we see the mezuzah, it not only reminds us of that love of God and the importance of following the mitzvot, it is a vivid reminder that it is important to develop a home of shalom bayit, a house of peace. So if there's kind of a power struggle that goes on a bit too often, remember, shalom bayit. You want to be right, you want to be happy. Do you want peace in the home? Remember, compromise. And the last little bit of wisdom for Tu B'Av is one that talks about vulnerability and trust. To me, this is so important because when we are vulnerable, we let our loved ones see not only the best part of us, but the part of us that is not so pretty. It's the part of us, too, that shows sadness, the part of us that shows insecurity. And I always like to remember a famous midrash of a rabbi who was adored by his students. They would come up to him and say, Rebbe, we love you, we love you. And the Rebbe would look at him and say, you love me? You don't love me. He said, yes, we do, Rebbe, we love you. We just, we love you. And he said, okay, you love me? I'm going to ask you a question. What is it that brings me pain? They look at the Rebbe. We don't know what brings you pain. He says, if you don't know what brings me pain, you don't really love me. And it's true in so many ways that, we can figure out what makes our loved ones happy or bring them joy or, feel appreciated. But we also have to have an understanding of what brings them pain so that when that moment occurs, we're there to embrace them and give them that empathetic part of ourselves. When I reflect back upon the relationship between Tisha B'Av, the saddest day, and Tu B'Av, this day of love, I think of a Jewish wedding, because everybody knows at the end of a Jewish wedding what happens, the breaking of the glass. Now, it's a good opportunity for the rabbi to say that's the last time the groom puts his foot down, okay? But that is an old, tired, corny joke, so I would rarely say that joke. But at the same time, the tradition explains it as, even on this happy of days, you should remember the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem. And therefore, the breaking of the glass represents the destruction of the temples. For 2,000 years, we've been breaking the glass so that we could remember it. I can't think of anything less romantic. Could you? Not really. But then we realize what happened to make the temple become destroyed. And tradition says it was sinat chinam. There was a lack of love between the people who lived in Jerusalem. They were constantly struggling for power. They were constantly criticizing each other. They were constantly gossiping. And before you know it, instead of becoming a joyous, cohesive community, they were broken and they were shattered. And so for me, the breaking of the glass is not just about the destruction of the temple. It's about the shattering of the relationships that once that is broken, it's so hard to be put back together. And so, do we live in a world of sadness and lamentation, or a world that protects love and joy and shalom bayit? I think the choice is ours. We move from that sadness to joy, but it's too easy to go from joy to sadness. Break that glass, can't be put back together. So protect it. Protect it with your life, with your very soul. Tu B'Shvat comes around every year, but it is up to us to remember those values, those life lessons, every day. Shabbat Shalom.
So the rabbi referenced this text from Song of Songs, "Arise, my love, my fair one, come away." He also referenced weddings. The first time I heard this was at my sister's wedding, and I thought it's quite perfect for this Tu B'Av. Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. For lo, the winter's past, and the rain is gone. The flowers appear on earth, the time of singing is come, and the
bring forth their fragrance. Arise, arise, my love, my fair one, come away. Arise, my love, come away.
We begin to conclude our service on page 586. Please rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
If you're thinking of someone tonight who you have recently lost, or it's the Yortzeit, the anniversary of their death, or they're just in your hearts tonight, please submit their names in the chat for Kaddish at this time. We turn to page 598 in our Siddur.
And so we think of those who have died in recent days: Donald Stewart Goldberg, Carol Ann Scanlon Goldberg, Leon Silverstone, Lynn Weiner, Benicia Silver, Helen Krause, Ann Luca, Jennifer Bailey. We think of the Yortsides of Annie Ben David, Ann Bennett, Stanley Bernstein, Nathan Bobrow, Donald Buchanan, Leroy Cherry, Max Meyer Cohen, Oded Dagan, Izzy Dick, Louis Bidlovich, Harry Eisner, Barbara Fadum, Albert Friedmutter, Elizabeth Roslyn Garlick, Albert Goldstein, Pauline Gorlick, Florin Karov, Dorothy Reamer Gold, Lauren Green, Jack Hooker, Robert Jacobson, Bernard Katz, Lily Collins, Albert Lenoble, Lucille Levenshon, George Levine, Rose Lewis, Tilly, Orient Lisherman, Elaine Perlman, Harry Perlman, Seymour Bob Poster, Anne Rabin, Hyman Rosenthal, Rose Sandberg, Mildred Schiffman, Laura Schwartz, Esther Sherman, Israel Stessel, Miriam Watman, and Don Yaros. Are there names to be recalled that were not mentioned? Please stand and say their name. Do you have a name?
Moshe Dome, Gili Chen, Safta Blanca Eitan, Jesse Burns, Jeffrey Smith, Barbara Zimmer, Donald Stidham, Jeff King, and Brenda Hinton.
Think of all these and others who have touched our hearts as we rise to recite our Kaddish prayer. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayedachal beit Yisrael, v'bagalav v'zman kari v'yamru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam omei el maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shmei dekusha b'richu, leila min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiram v'alma v'yamru amen. Yehi shloma rabba min shamay v'chayim, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. Osei shalom v'mramav, Hu ya'asei shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. You may be seated. I'd like to call upon our temple president, Jerry Gordon, for a word from our sponsor. No, a few announcements. Jerry.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'll just read a couple announcements. As you know, you get your CNT blast. You can go on the website, so all of these things are there. But I'd like to emphasize a couple. Next Friday night is our prospective member Shabbat. It starts at 6:15. Please, if you know anyone new to the area, ask them to come, bring them with you. The Shabbat service will feature the Shabbatones, pizza, ice cream, a bounce house for kids, and apparently for those CNT members who actually bring someone, there'll be surprise gifts for you. As I've been talking about all summer, it is time to enroll 18-month to pre-K kids in the Gary and Lynn Cantor Early Childhood Education Center's preschool. Call the office. There are still a few spots open, but please call the office. Also, now is the time to register for religious school for CNT members from pre-K through 12th grade. And I have a link here that I'm supposed to give to you by which you can go online and register. Now, one would think the link would be lvnertamid.org/register. No, it is bit.ly/RSREG22-23. You got that? Everyone has that?
Jared, one more time, please.
Okay, one more time. bit.ly/RSREG22-23. I'll be having a discussion with the office about that one. So with that, Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, that was good.
We want to thank Eddie Birch on piano. He is so incredible, and my favorite thing is he just follows me wherever I go, whatever I do. He figures it out. So thank you, Eddie, for being here. And we want to thank our temple president, Jerry Gordon, and Barney Tabak, our shamus of the evening, and our temple staff, and of course our rabbi for being here.
And our cantor. So,
And our security guard too.
we had a lot of announcements, but I want to emphasize one thing. It is prospective member Shabbat, but it's only going to be this wow event if you guys look to your community, people who have not joined, and bring them. All right? So please, 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 everyone here, bring at least 40 people. All right, fine. 10, okay. One person. Can you bring one person? Think of one person who's not affiliated but should. Use a little Jewish guilt, because 95% of our new members join in July, August, and September. It's just kind of the Jewish ritual when they want to join. So we're looking to increase our membership by relatively modest 30 families. Well, we can handle it, and we would love to see that goal achieved, but we really need your help. So you are all officially members of the membership committee, and if you wonder who your chairperson is, Barney, right there, raise your hand, Barney, wave, there. Barney is our chair of membership. So if you want to be part of that committee, or you're going to tell him, Barney, don't worry, next week I am bringing someone to synagogue that I hope will join, let him know. All right, so.
Well, plus we have the Shabbatones, and best of all, have you heard the voice on the bat mitzvah next week? She's so good. She's gonna take my job.
No pressure, Nisa. All right, so why don't we have you guys come up? Come on, join the cantor, and Sarah.
Let's
come
get
on, you and
anybody
Kyle,
who started school
all
this
our
week.
all
or starts
B'nai
next week.
Mitzvah kids, come on up, join the cantor. Barney.
Baruch
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei pari hagafen, B'Tzilehem in Haaretz.
Let's get a microphone. Loud, it's melodic.
All right, I think pretty much everyone up here knows the closing song, so I'm going to have you guys stay up here and help me. Olam chesed yibaneh. We must build this world with love. We started with a song of love, and we close with a song of love. And we wish you all a beautiful Shabbat Tu B'Av. Oneg's in the foyer.
Okay, move to the center.
Okay, let's move.
You guys move to the center.
I will build this world from love. And you will build. And you must build this world from love. And if we build. And if we build this world from love. Then God will build. And then God will build this world from love. Shabbat Shalom. Rob, I'll see you in Torah study online at 8:45.
Anyways, pretty good crowd, so that's good. I talked to Mindy, so she's gonna help steer it. I think maybe for January 6th, because we have to on January 6th, and it's far away from February 6th. So, well, that was in the Review Journal.
I didn't see it.
Well, she's still an associate. They just brought in some for her job, but she's still associate.
I assume that.
Whether it takes a run as mayor, I don't know. When is that up? 'Cause I know that's what she really
That would
wants.
be so she would have nice.
Next May?
Yeah, I believe it's next May. She would announce after the cycle, not before.
I know that's what she really wants. Whether she reaches out of it.
She'll be a great choice for Tacoma Law.
I think she's being honored once in October. So
Yeah,
so
the
from
National
there,
Association of Broadcasters, I don't care about that. Or the Data
so
Association.
we can still try. gotta get a date for, you gotta get a couple dates on the calendar.
The May date I thought worked really well. I think the place that we have it worked really well. I mean, if you have more than 100 people, you kind of end up in the hinterlands, but it still was a nice venue. And it was good food and it didn't cost us. It was a nice room. We just have to do it. And we were full on. We need to do something with sound. So we put some speakers and things.
Yeah. Did the people with the dogs, did they go?
Yeah,
What was the deal with them?
they just came to service, and then he said he wanted to talk to you.
Okay, they're just oddball kind of people.
Yeah, just people. Yeah, he seemed all right until the dog barked, and then he got an attitude, and then the dog was chasing Myers, so I told him to take the dog home. He said he was waiting on you. I said, I don't care what you're waiting on, you have to go. Then security escorted him out.
Okay.
We reiterate that no dogs except for service dogs.
This happened twice in 30 years.
Yeah. Always happens in summertime too.
I'll talk to Jeff. I'm sure Jeff is offended. You gotta leave.
Thank you. It's a little hot. I got to pull it away. The what? Oh. The
Hey, Eddie,
Iron
thanks.
yeah.
Thanks.
Rabbi, just
Yeah.
be serious.
No, you're fine.
No such thing.
I know.
But
He loved it. That was fine.
it's called a bath. But
Yeah, all good.
let's start introducing.
Shabbat shalom. How are you?
Christian, but so big, yeah. So we do. We can do it. Well, I didn't do it because it's really great.